Hi, everybody. It is Tuesday. It's the 10th. It's the 10th day of December. I know it's per the calendar and how it fell this year, a shorter shopping season. That doesn't really do much to me, but just a shorter season in general. Before the Christmas holiday. I mean, we're 2 weeks away, and then it's going to be over and done with, and I just have a hard time accepting that. And we're going to try to stretch it out as long as we can and enjoy as much as possible. Maybe the flakes flying today helped put you in a little Christmas spirit. They haven't added up too much, just a very light coating on some grassy areas, some rooftops, and a few cars that maybe you didn't have to get out today. A few more flakes to fly this evening, but I've got some sun, some showers, and some more snow in your forecast. I also have, looking further down the road on your news today, when I see you back here tomorrow night, hopefully I'll have highlights from not one but two boys Hornets games. Been trying to get the complete edit on the game from just the other night. We are leaving right now to follow the boys to Prestonsburg. JV starting at 6 o'clock, so I'll have highlights for you on tomorrow. I'm still holding Christmas parade coverage for later on in the week. That's intentional, not time-wise, but intentional. Yet to be determined when we'll show that, but I'll make sure everyone knows. Meetings coming up that we've got to cover, and we've spent much of the day working on some future stories for here at Your News Today and in the Sayersville Independent. That does not go to mean that I don't have headlines for you tonight. Indeed, I do. We've learned that a Sayersville woman, an inmate at the Floyd County Detention Center, was taken to not one but two hospitals after jail personnel found her to be in need of medical attention. She died over the course of the weekend. We also have a Johnson County arrest, the woman claiming to be disciplining the 16-month-old, which was found with bruising and handprints and other marks on the small child, and also an update on the two court cases, because it happened in two counties, that police pursuit that claimed the lives of three people, including two former Sayersville sisters, and much, much more before I leave you. We have to cover just a few things that have been happening in our state's capital today, as, of course, Andy Beshear and Jacqueline Coleman were officially sworn in. It happened right after midnight during a private ceremony at the governor's mansion. As you can well imagine, the 42-year-old now becomes the first son of a father who served as Kentucky's governor. They are the first father and son to do so in the history of the state of Kentucky. Beshear, of course, now just hours into his first day, has spent much of that, of course, with the inaugural festivities. Many McGoffin Countyans, our local DAV, I know I saw going through the parade earlier today, but Beshear has also been working, and in fact, he signed his first executive order and indicated on what one of his next will be. He signed an executive order earlier today to create a new school board, essentially replacing the Kentucky Education Commissioner Wayne Lewis and the entire Board of Education for the state of Kentucky, in favor of people, he says, who, quote, support public education. He said in the order that the current board, which of course was replaced by Governor Matt Bevin, has conflicting relationships, not enough experience, and they failed to conduct a nationwide search when they hired Wayne Lewis as their commissioner, who has just been relieved of those duties. David Kareem, a former State Board of Education member, will serve as temporary chairman at this time. Members appointed to the Kentucky Board of Education: former UK President Lee Todd, Claire Batt, Cody Polly Johnson, Alvis Johnson, Beatrice McCrae, Holly Bloodworth, Mike Bowling, Sharon Robinson, Lou Young, and Joanne Adams, all appointed now to the Kentucky Board of Education. And just hours into his job, he promised another executive action, also to do away with another one of Governor Bevin's main objectives, if you will, and that was, he says, he promises to restore voting rights back to well more than 100,000 convicted felons in the state of Kentucky who have completed their sentences, who have fulfilled their obligations to the state and community as a whole, and that this also, of course, goes back to something that Governor Bevin had done. It was actually the elder Beshear back in 2015, just before leaving office, who issued a similar order that was overturned by Bevin almost immediately after he came into office, and that order never had a chance to take effect. And also, going back to one other thing, going back to the Kentucky Board of Education, a lawsuit already being pinned. The Kentucky Board of Education, which was just ousted has promised to file a lawsuit against Governor Beshear, just a small portion of that suit, saying the Kentucky Supreme Court has already upheld the right of governors to reorganize state boards, but Kentucky law also explicitly carves out protections for members of the Kentucky Board of Education and the Council of Post-Secondary Education, stipulating that members of these boards may not be removed prior to the ends of their terms without cause. This sounds, of course, eerily similar to events, of course, between Beshear and Bevins some time ago. With that said, that's all we're going to cover at our state's capital. I suspect we'll be hearing a lot of other news coming from the governor's office in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. I'm going to pause real quickly. Our local headlines begin next. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down, and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Merry Christmas, Dad. Yeah, sorry about the storm canceling our flights. But you got our present in the mail, right?
I got it. I know exactly what it is, but I don't need a new phone. This one works fine.
I figured you hadn't opened it.
Son, I do appreciate it, but I don't need it.
Would you at least open it?
Merry Christmas, Grandpa!
Hey, kids, would you look at that? It's like you're here with me.
Miss you, Pops.
I miss you too.
Merry Christmas from Appalachian Wireless.
I know, I say it every year, but I promise you, never before has the seasonal shop been so wall-to-wall filled with Christmas. The absolute most unique Christmas decor and ornaments and gifts you've ever seen under one roof in the area. Ornaments and trees of all types and colors and kinds. Table decor, dishes, all the wreaths, all the flowers. And if you're looking for gifts, they've got just about everyone on your list covered. Plus, you have to see their selection of women's clothes and accessories. Gorgeous, with a wide variety of styles and sizes. So let them help you pick out the perfect outfit for any Christmas party or family get-together. And from now until Christmas, they have a new deal of the day every day. So be sure to follow them on their Facebook page for all the details at Fraser's Raider Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville. 42-year-old Tammy Rodriguez, the woman charged with killing 3 people, including 2 Salyersville sisters, after a pursuit with police through Clark and Fayette counties some months ago, has had new developments in the cases. I say cases against her, a case in each of those 2 counties where that pursuit and that horrific crash took place. In Clark County, Rodriguez faces 5 charges of first-degree wanton endangerment of a police officer, fleeing and evading police, and reckless driving. There was a preliminary hearing set for last Wednesday on those charges. That prelim was postponed per a mental evaluation. Her attorney, identified as Valletta Brown, says that Rodriguez's attorney in Fayette County was the one who had actually raised the issue of her mental competency, saying that she had been set to be evaluated at the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center sometime in the very near future, while her preliminary hearing has now been reset in Clark County for January the 8th. While in Fayette County, 42-year-old Rodriguez was formally indicted yesterday on counts of first-degree assault, wanton endangerment, and 3 counts of murder, as well as 1 count of driving without a license. She is set to be arraigned on those charges next Thursday, the 19th. The indictment charges similar to charges that she already faced after the I-75 crash that killed 3 people back in September, one being her sister, who was a passenger in that vehicle that she was driving, 35-year-old Candy Deal of Pikeville, and the other two individuals, two sisters, most recently from Georgetown, but originally from here in Sagersville, 26-year-old Taylor Blevins and 20-year-old Caitlin Bailey, who were hit head-on by Rodriguez's truck as she was running from police, traveling in the wrong direction. And also, as a reminder, prior to this case and those 3 deaths, Rodriguez had been convicted before that of 4 prior DUI convictions, a prior conviction for public intoxication, endangering the welfare of a minor, prostitution, and other charges. A Johnson County woman stands jailed and accused of what she indicated she thought was disciplining a small child, disciplining a 16-month-old by the means of spanking a child at that age. Police and Department of Social Services say not. Deanna Swan was arrested on 2 serious charges after Paintsville police were called to a Paintsville residence late last night. 26-year-old Deanna Swan of Paintsville sits in the Big Sandy Jail under charges of abuse and neglect of a child and criminal abuse in the 3rd degree, a child or victim 12 years of age or under. The Paintsville Police Department says they were dispatched to a residence at 109 Mayfair after the Department of Social Services contacted them in reference to the abuse of a small child. A child at the mere age of 16 months who authorities and DSS say appeared to have numerous hand prints and bruising over parts of its body. During questioning, Swan told police that she whips the small child approximately 5 times a day. No other details were given except to say that the child was removed from the home. Again, a 16-month-old child, with Swan admitting to authorities that she would whip the small child numerous times, approximately 5 times each day. Swan's arrest, my apologies, took place night before last. I've got McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar announcements next, and we still have another top story to go. Still waiting some further details about a Sagersville woman who was an inmate at the Floyd County Jail, taken from that facility and then declared dead at a hospital here in Eastern Kentucky. I'll be right back. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National.
The 12 days of Christmas are quickly approaching, with savings galore, daily specials for all on today's latest and greatest technology.
Appalachian Wireless is in the Christmas spirit, giving more opportunities to save during their 12 Days of Christmas promotion. Simply go to AppalachianWireless.com or to the Appalachian Wireless Facebook page to see what the daily specials will be. Appalachian Wireless, one of Santa's favorites. Better service and bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Just in time for the winter driving season, and through December the 13th at Conley Tire, come in and get $70 off a set of new Michelins. Until the end of the year, $50 off winter and mud and snow Cooper tires, and up to $150 off select sets of Goodyears. And don't forget, 6 months same as cash. Stop by their Staffordsville store or go to conleytire.net to find out more. Oh, what fun it is to save lives, and that's what you can do by donating blood at the next McGoffin County Community Blood Drive a week from this Wednesday on the 18th. That's at the Sagersville IGA parking lot from 1 till 5. That's where you'll find the Kentucky Blood Center Blood Mobile, and donors will be entered to win a $25 Walmart gift card. They hope that you will be there. And the South McGoffin Volunteer Fire Department has announced their Christmas runs to be held this Saturday the 14th beginning at 4 o'clock. I'll have the entire schedule for you posted here on the community calendar later in the week. They'll leave the fire station at 4, start at Salt Lick, make their way all the way up to Main Licking, and then back to the South McGoffin Fire Department at 7 in case you missed Santa along the way. I'll have more on their schedule later on from South McGoffin. The 6th annual Sagersville Funeral Home Toy Drive still well underway. They're asking for any new unwrapped toy to be dropped off at the Sagersville Funeral Home. Help them share your love this Christmas season to all the kids in McGoffin County. And everyone is invited, and everyone really should be at the Christmas celebration feast this Friday at the Community Center from 11 till 2. A wonderfully prepared free meal for everyone in the community just to come out and spend a little time with folks from throughout the community that maybe you don't get to spend time with very often or at all. A wonderful meal and a wonderful opportunity. Also a wonderful opportunity, our community calendar for announcements like these and birthdays and anniversaries too. 57-year-old Paul Bunyan Blanton of Jellicoe Road passed away on the 6th, the son of Phyllis Hughes Blanton and the late Kelly B. Besides his mother, he survived by 3 brothers and 6 sisters. Visitation is the rest of this evening. Services start Wednesday morning at 11. Visitation and services will be from the Flat Fork Free Will Baptist Church, and burial follows at the Blanton Family Cemetery on Jellicoe, while the Sagersville Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. We have finally done it. After years and years of extensive testing, we not only invented the chicken sandwich, we have perfected the chicken sandwich. Come and try it and love it with a big, famous dipped breast strip, pickles and mayonnaise, or however you like it fixed. And if you like, make it a double. Just make your way to Lee's to get it and grab a cookie while you're there. At your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe, where even our ice is famous. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785.
Car wrecks, truck wreck, disability, workers' comp, slip and fall, wrongful death. Your case matters to you. Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
Floyd County authorities are investigating the death of an inmate in the Floyd County Jail, a Sagersville woman who was found to be in dire need of medical assistance after being transported to the Floyd County Jail from that of the Big Sandy. She was taken to not one but 2 hospitals and pronounced dead at that second facility days later. 38-year-old Heather Sloan of Sagersville was arrested by Kentucky State Police after a traffic stop in Sagersville Tuesday, December the 2nd at 2:30 a.m. that morning. She was taken to the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center on charges of giving an officer false information, possession of methamphetamine, possession of marijuana, public intoxication of drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The arrest citation cites that she was found to be in possession of a quantity of marijuana in a pocket, a needle that was also found in her underclothing, and a quantity of methamphetamine that was found during a body search. Sloan was the passenger in a vehicle in which the male driver was taken to the Big Sandy on driving under the influence and other charges. As I said, she was booked in the Big Sandy jail 2:30 December the 2nd, that Monday morning. That Wednesday morning at 11:17, she was transferred to the Floyd County Detention Center, as when she was taken into custody here in Sagersville, she was found to have 6 active Floyd County bench warrants. 1 for giving an officer false information, 1 or 2 others for probation, revocation, and other charges. Later that same evening, after being taken to the Floyd County Jail, some 4 to 5 hours on that Wednesday, December the 4th, Floyd County Sheriff John Hunt says that employees at the Floyd County Detention Center realized that she was in need of medical attention and took her initially to the Highlands ARH Regional Medical Center in Prestonsburg, and then she was later transferred to the Pikeville Medical Center, where she passed away days later on Saturday over the course of the weekend. No official word on her cause of death or the investigation has been released as of yet, and autopsy results are pending. However, I must add this. While there are no other details about her cause of death or any other information, what appears to be a very strong young lady at the age of 15 identifying herself on a GoFundMe page as one of Sloan's 3 children, which were adopted out of the Kentucky foster care system some years ago. She is describing on that GoFundMe page her mother, as well as her mother passing away from a drug overdose in jail and being taken to the hospital. She also describes her mother's addiction and why this teenager is trying to raise money to cover the funeral costs. To anyone out there who has dealt with such circumstances or tragedy, I say that you might consider reading her fundraising post on GoFundMe. It is listed under Heather Sloan Funeral Expenses. We'll also have a link to that GoFundMe page when the Sagersville Independent posts the story that we're doing on Thursday on our website. Here's your forecast weather-wise that I'm out the door to catch some highlights of Montgomery County and the boys at Prestonsburg, and then bring that back and try to get caught up on all this news that we have piling up. It's a good problem to have. We have snow continuing to fly in, a few light flakes the rest of the evening. It's been pretty. It's not added up too much. That's pretty much a good thing as well. But keep in mind, temperatures are going to continue to drop tonight. Snow still falling for some of us. Snow ending later on this evening. Snow not adding up to anything except making for a nice little presentation, if you will, in the grassy areas and the rooftops of some buildings. But ground temperature still too much as far as roads are concerned to cause any traffic issues. However, that is just up to this point. We are going to see a low of 23 degrees tonight. That will cause some freezing slick spots, of course, an issue, so keep that in mind. Also, a west-northwesterly wind 3 to 6 miles per hour during the overnight as well. Cloudy skies during the early evening, gradual clearing thereafter, 23 degrees, and still a lot of moisture out there on the ground, so keep that in mind. Keep in mind the Arctic air that we're going to see this time tomorrow night is going to be even colder. Tomorrow's daytime high only 38 degrees. Clearing skies tonight will give way to full sunshine tomorrow, 38. Tomorrow night, 17 under clear skies. More sunshine for your Thursday, yay, and 46 degrees, improving temperature-wise, almost 10 degrees or so. And nighttime lows almost at freezing on your Thursday. And then Thursday night, during the overnight, well, that's when we're set to see our next round of precipitation, and that should be rain to the tune of about 20% after 4 a.m. As for your Friday, pretty much cloudy and rainy, especially after 3 o'clock for the rain, and we will see a 50% chance of rain continuing with a low of 42 on your Friday night all the way through the rest of your Friday. Check out Friday's temps, not going very far. 44 for the high, 42 for the low. Now that will take us into the weekend where we've got more shower and then some snow chances. Saturday, 48 and 35 for your high and low. A 40% chance of some rain during the day and another 30% chance of showers that night. Still rain, as will be above freezing at around 35. While that precipitation rolls out of here for Sunday during the day, partly sunny, 42, chilly degrees, but a nice dry day. And then we get into the snow, possibly. Sunday night, a 20% chance of some rain and snow and a low of 36. Monday of next week, we've got rain and some snow chances as well, only seeing about 41 for daytime highs. And I think that's pretty much going to be the trend we'll see maybe into your Tuesday as well. We're talking about snow flying, not accumulating or sticking, but the chance of a few more flakes by the end of your forecast period. That's my time. Nowhere, anywhere imaginable, even close to being the news that I have just for the next several days. So please join us back here tomorrow night for the next edition of Your News Today, during which at this time I'll be talking about what's coming out in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent. Good night, and thank you for being a part of the show.